If you've just been dumped, or really if you've been through any kind of breakup recently, then you should probably be using the no contact method on your ex. If you want to get over your ex as fast as possible, well, no contact works. If you're not sure whether you want your ex back or not, well, no contact keeps your options open. And if you want to get a second chance with your ex and get them to take you back, then no contact is almost certain to help you make that happen. So in this video, let's talk about why no contact works, how and when it's most effective, how it affects your ex psychologically, how to tell if it's working on your ex, how long you should be employing no contact for. We'll get into all of that right here in this video. I'm Brad Browning, aka Breakup Brad, and I'm YouTube's #1 breakup coach. Please click subscribe right now for more no BS breakup videos like this one. Now, to begin with, I should mention that this video is mainly for people who want to get back together with their ex. So if you are trying to get a second chance with your ex, this video is going to offer you lots of useful advice to make that happen. But before we do get to that, I want to quickly say that the no contact method is also extremely useful for getting over your ex. In fact, for most of my coaching clients who simply want to move on from their ex, I still recommend a period of no contact. Now, I won't bother explaining why it helps you move on from a breakup and get over your ex here in this video, but if you happen to be watching this and you don't want your ex back, well, you should still go no contact on them for at least a month or so. Because continuing to see and talk with your ex regularly after breaking up almost never helps you get over them, just like it doesn't usually help you win them back either, which is what we're going to focus on for the rest of this video. Now, you already know what the no contact strategy is. It's a period of time, most commonly around a month or so, where you shut down all non-essential communication with your ex after breaking up. And it's really that simple. You employ a period of radio silence on your ex, you avoid reaching out or talking to them as much as possible, and really only communicate with them when you absolutely can't avoid it. Now, we'll talk a bit more about the times where you should break no contact later in this video, but for now, you just need to know what no contact is, and that is not contacting your ex. A lot of my coaching clients ask me, how long they should be ignoring their ex for in order to maximize their odds of getting back together. And really, the answer depends on the specific details of your breakup situation, but my default recommendation for most people is about 30 days. Now, this is almost never going to be too long, and it's also usually long enough for the majority of breakup scenarios to actually have a meaningful positive impact. Now, there are some situations where I recommend a longer period of no contact. I've even suggested to some of my clients that they stick with no contact for 3 months or more. Usually, when I recommend a period of no contact longer than the default 30-day time frame, it's for situations where the relationship that ended was, very serious and long-term. And when my client had already displayed a lot of needy, clingy, desperate behavior that caused their ex to withdraw and ask for some time or space. Like I said, some situations call for less than the full 30 days, such as when the relationship with your ex was not at all serious or only lasted a few months, or when it's already been several months since the initial breakup and you've only had limited or very occasional contact with your ex since that time. In those kinds of situations, depending on the details, then a no contact period of only 2 or 3 weeks might be enough. Although again, it does depend on the exact scenario you're facing. So if you do want my opinion on how long you should be using no contact for to get your ex to come back, please sign up for my one-on-one coaching program at breakupbrad.com/coaching. This is one of the most common questions that I'm asked by my clients and by my subscribers here on YouTube. People are understandably worried that their ex will forget about them during the no contact phase. Now, I definitely understand this fear, but it's almost always a non-issue, and there's very little chance that your ex will forget about you or stop caring about you after just a few weeks. But I've actually already made a full video on this topic, so if you're really concerned that your ex will lose interest or forget about you, watch that previous video next. Just click the link in the pop-up here or in the description below. If your ex is calling, texting, asking you to hang out, etc., and you're still in your period of no contact, well, first of all, that is a positive sign. But it's also sometimes challenging to deal with because you need to limit all communication with your ex during no contact in order for it to have maximum effect on your ex. So how do you know what to do when your ex does reach out? Well, first of all, a lot of your ex's attempts to contact you can be safely ignored, at least for the first time. So for example, if they send you a quick text saying, hey, what are you up to this weekend? Well, you can almost always ignore that kind of message entirely. That can actually be the most powerful way to show to your ex that you're not waiting around for them to call or message you, which is one of the keys to no contact's effectiveness. Now, if your ex pesters you repeatedly because you don't reply to their initial messages or calls, then you may need to give in and respond to avoid being rude or causing your ex to become overly angry or upset. Most of the time, you can just say, hey, sorry for the slow reply. I've been really busy lately. Everything's good here. Hope you're doing well too. Or something along those lines. Now, some of you watching are probably in a situation where you simply can't avoid seeing or talking to your ex regularly. Maybe you live together, work together, share a bunch of close mutual friends. Whatever the reason, there are ways to still use and benefit from the no contact strategy. You just have to modify it slightly. Now, I call this, understandably, modified no contact. And I have made a video in the past about this exact topic. Basically, how to handle unavoidable encounters or contact with your ex, which again, I'll link to in a pop-up here and in the description below. So if you do still live with your ex, work with them or go to school with them or just have to see them regularly for whatever reason, go and watch that video next and learn about modified no contact and how to use it properly in your situation. Now, despite how important and effective no contact is, there are actually a couple of situations where no contact is not going to be helpful or maybe even be detrimental to your chances of getting back together. Now, these are fairly rare, so they won't apply to a lot of you watching, but let's just quickly go over them. So situation number one is when you broke up with your ex more than 6 months ago. In many cases, if it has already been a really long time since the initial breakup, then no contact won't be necessary unless you've been talking to your ex really frequently since the initial breakup. Second situation is when you still live with your ex, you work at the same office, or you have children together. Now, we already talked about this, but as mentioned, situations like this do require a modified no contact technique. So again, watch the video on this topic that I linked in the description below, or visit breakupbrad.com/coaching to work with me so we can develop a strategy that's specifically tailored to your situation. Now, number 3 is situations where your ex won't stop talking to you and or when they become angry and resentful about your lack of replies. So at first, you do want to ignore your ex's attempts to reach out during no contact, but occasionally, an ex might start getting really angry that you keep ignoring their messages. And at that point, then you may need to break no contact. Now, this is pretty rare, and it also ties into the final reason why you may not want to use no contact method, which is number 4, when your ex says they want to get back together or asks you outright to take them back. Now, this definitely does happen from time to time. That's how effective no contact can often be, but it has to be a very clear sign from your ex that they are 100% ready to get back together. If they simply ask to meet up and, talk about things, or they send mixed signals and say things like, I miss you, but they don't clearly state that they're ready to take you back, then you should still use no contact. However, if they are bluntly stating that they want to get back together, then you've basically succeeded, and of course, you can stop ignoring them and get back together. All right, so that's a few specific times where you may not want to use no contact on your ex, or at least where you'll need to modify it to suit your particular situation. Now, let's move on. There are a ton of reasons why the no contact strategy is so effective, but I really don't want to bore you by going into the psychology and the science behind it. However, let me just quickly share a few ways that no contact impacts your ex psychologically. So number 1, no contact is going to catch your ex off guard. Anything you do that your ex is not expecting after a breakup is going to cause them to have some doubts and second thoughts. Now, if your breakup was really ugly, if it ended with your ex telling you never to contact them again, well, then obviously the effect is going to be less than if your breakup was, mutual or very friendly and free of drama. But either way, to some extent, simply, doing the unexpected, your ex is going to be forced to question their decision. They'll realize that the way they imagined your breakup playing out may not be accurate after all. Number 2 is that no contact creates mystery and intrigue for your ex. Since you're not talking to your ex during no contact, they're really going to have no idea what you're up to or why you've gone quiet all of a sudden. Even if you have to break no contact for some reason, as long as you don't get into any meaningful discussions with your ex during the no contact phase, they're going to quickly start wondering what's up with you. Within a few days of not hearing from you, it's almost certain that they'll start to wonder what's going on with you and what you're up to. Usually by the halfway point of your no contact period, a couple weeks after you start, they'll begin to formulate possible explanations as to what you're up to in the back of their mind. They'll start to fear the worst. Is my ex already seeing somebody new? Did they not love me as much as I thought? What if they've already moved on, even though I'm still, sitting here trying to get over them? And most importantly, they'll start to worry that they'll soon lose you for good. And this kind of urgency and worry is ideal if you want to get them back. And in a lot of cases, it can lead to your ex to change their mind on their own and ask for you back. The fear of potentially losing you for good, before they've had a chance to come to grips to life without you, or before they're ready to commit to a permanent breakup, is a huge factor in getting them to rethink the breakup and take you back. Let's move on to number 3, which is that no contact forces your ex to feel the full repercussions of breaking up. So by quickly and completely shutting down all communication with your ex, especially if you engage in no contact fairly soon after the breakup, you're essentially giving your ex the cold turkey shock treatment. They're forced to experience the full impact of breaking up suddenly and completely without any time to slowly learn to live without you. They probably knew that breaking up meant that you were going to be around less often and slowly fade out of their day-to-day routine, but most people don't imagine a breakup being immediate and total. Now, I can't understate how big of an impact this can have on your ex's emotions and their overall attitude towards breaking up. By just dropping off their radar entirely, by being inaccessible and ensuring that you're not around to slowly fade out of their life as they get used to seeing and talking to you less and less often, really, you're hitting them with an emotional bombshell that they probably were not expecting. So in essence, going no contact will cause your ex maximum post-breakup heartache. It'll be harder for them than if you hang around and continue to be their friend, text them constantly, or allow yourself to remain a big part of their life. And that ties into number 4, which is that no contact makes your ex miss you like nothing else. Nothing, and I really mean that in a literal sense, nothing will make your ex miss you more than disappearing from their life entirely for a month or so. I mean, ask yourself, what can I do in 30 days to make my ex miss me and think about me more than just completely disappearing? I'll wait. Right. There's nothing that will make your ex miss you more than simply disappearing from their life entirely and suddenly. And it really is as simple as that, because if you want your ex back, you need them to miss you. You need them to want you around in their life. And they're not going to want what they already have. And this is also why, being friends with your ex is such a bad idea. And I made a video about that previously, and you can watch that next by clicking the link in the description below. For now, let's move on to another pertinent question. So here's a few of the most obvious signs that no contact is working as intended. Number 1 is if your ex is contacting you regularly or reaching out far more often than they had been prior to starting no contact. Number 2 is if your ex is actively trying to make you jealous. Number 3 is if you learn from mutual friends that your ex has been asking about you. Number 4 is that your ex gives you mixed signals, such as suddenly saying, "I really miss you," out of the blue, when they previously stated clearly that the breakup was final. And number 5, you feel better and are more able to think and talk about your ex without getting emotional. Again, these are just a quick summary of some of the most important signs that indicate that ignoring your ex is working the way it should. But don't be alarmed if you haven't seen any of these signs yet, though. Sometimes this technique will be working perfectly, but your ex might just be particularly disciplined and not give in to their desire to reach out to you. And in those cases, you won't be able to determine how well it's working. You're just going to have faith and know that you're using the best possible strategy. Now, if you want to know what your overall chances of getting your ex back are, go ahead and take my free quiz at breakupbrad.com/quiz. It'll give you a score with your likelihood of success, plus a list of recommended next steps to maximize your chances. Again, take the quiz for free in 5 minutes at breakupbrad.com/quiz. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, no contact is effective in any situation after a breakup, whether you want your ex back or you just want to get over them and move on. And, I've spent the last 10 or 12 minutes telling you how and why it works. But honestly, if you are still skeptical about whether no contact will work for you or will work on your ex, honestly, just look at the comments on my other no contact YouTube videos. There's thousands of comments on those videos, and you'll see a lot more success stories than failures. So go ahead and check it out for yourself, and then maybe you'll believe that no contact really does work. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're at it, guys. Seriously, it takes half a second and it helps me out a ton. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.